Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and today it is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. I'm doing a mediumship reading. I was trying to do these every Monday. It's not been working out because I'm just too tired for my job. But I did do a meditation today since I have all this time because we are snowed in. I decided to go ahead and do it today. It's been bugging me the last 2 days that I haven't done one. And yeah, so here we are. So I haven't done any, pulled any cards. I'm going to just wing it. I usually have a spread I do, but I'm going to go back to old school, how I did it before I came up with the spread. So this is the Pensipath Tarot. This is the steampunk tea leaf fortune telling cards I used to use all the time for mediumship readings. Now, this deck made me mad because it has this gorgeous chocolate edging, shiny chocolate edging. Can't even tell because after a couple of times using it, it just chipped all to hell. But that's the deck I used that kind of opened up my ability to use cards with this. And this is from AD Publishing. I don't know. I don't even know if this is still in print, but yeah. I found that at my local metaphysical shop. This is a deck of like 100 and something cards. There's a lot of cards. Maybe there's only 98. I don't know. It's a lot of cards. It's a tiny baby bridge deck. It's got landscape and upright, portrait, whatever. But I use this a lot. You use this a lot for mediumship readings as well. And then we have the Heartwood Tarot also that thought it just wanted to come along for the ride. So we'll go into this and see what happens. I haven't really, like I said, I just did a meditation to kind of open myself up to anybody that wants to come through the cards. And I have to say the cards because a year ago, I'm from Kansas City. Our Chiefs did not win the Super Bowl this year, which was devastating because whatever Chiefs showed up for the Super Bowl was not our normal Chiefs, and they just laid there and let the other team win, pretty much, which everybody in Kansas City now is scratching their head going, what the hell just happened? But that's neither here nor there. I just had to throw that in because I'm going into another story. So last year on the Super Bowl, a friend of mine at work, a friend of a friend of hers, it was all over the news. He went up at some house with like 3 other people. They all did a line of coke, and the line of coke was laced with fentanyl. They all died except for one of them. It was a huge thing all over the news, and it was a friend of hers. And his name was David, and it was a huge deal. She had me pull cards. I felt ill reading the cards because anytime somebody has done drugs and then passed, I feel whatever they were feeling at the moment they passed. It's weird because it's only when they've done drugs I feel the effects of the drugs. And like I felt drowning before too, but that's a whole other thing. But I almost every time feel what they felt as they were dying when they overdosed or whatever. And I was this is a year later, Super Bowl Sunday, this past Sunday. I was at my mother-in-law's and my nephew showed up and he's like, hey, I feel like there's a spirit hanging around me. Can you pull cards to see who it is? And I'll be darned if it wasn't the same damn kid that died a year ago that was a friend of my buddy's at work. His buddy. And I'm like, I don't know how you guys don't know each other because you all work together. Like, her husband works where my nephew works. The guy that was both of their friends worked where he works. And I'm like, how? My nephew used to date one of her friends that she didn't know him until after. I mean, it was crazy. So it was a whole thing. Gave me goosebumps. Come to find out, it was the same guy. And it was funny because I'd pulled cards from my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law before he showed up. And I kept pulling the pages. And he was around, like, in his 20s, this guy. I'm pretty sure. And so when he got there and I started pulling cards from him, I realized, because it was the same cards falling out, that this guy had been trying to come through the cards the whole time when I was doing other readings for other people. And I just didn't put it together until my nephew showed up. And I'm like, oh, it's for him. So I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just saying, I had a freaky Sunday. It was freaky. But I have since done a kind of a meditation today, and we are going to pull cards to see if anybody's here. It doesn't have to be for me. If any of you resonate with anybody that comes through, just let me know in the comments. But my first question always is, if there's anyone that is around me that would like to speak to me through the cards, who are you? Oh my God, I already dropped a card. 3 of Wands. And I don't take it as, oh, it's the 3 of Wands. When I'm doing a mediumship reading, I'm looking at the card, and clearly it's an older man, older gentleman. So in my mind, there's an older gentleman that's hanging around. Hopefully it's not my grandfather again, because all he's done is come through lately for me. But the first thing I'm going to do is pull some oracle cards here. I feel drawn to these oracle cards. Like, can you give me any more information on you? On who you are? Now I'm trying to pop out. Like, it's quick. Conference. Conference. Any other info? Now, he can still... And then there's a woman involved. Moderation. He lived moderately. Please don't let this be my grandfather again. Again. This is hopefully for somebody else out there. Because my grandfather lived very moderately, even though he probably had money. But I don't know what the conference means. What does the conference mean? Conference. Oh. Never mind. It's a group meeting on the other side. There's multiple people. I think it is for my grandfather. Grandfather, if you can step out and let somebody else out there come through the cards, please, because scales. He's balancing the scales and he's giving me hugs and kisses. Oh my gosh, that's my grandfather. So yeah, he's like, I'm here to balance the scales. And it could be that he's become my, what do we call that? My mentor or guide on the other side, because he's been gone for a very long time, like over 30 years. So I feel that anytime now, it's almost like we opened up a gateway once I realized that my Ferric Pincher deck was his specific deck, and I'm kind of going through some of the familial trauma that he's kind of caused in the family. He's now like, well, what can I do to help? I'm here to help you. And so he's always coming through the cards now, and I'm like, stop it. So we're going to just kind of move that to the side. And we're going to ask if there's anybody not related to me here. And it's funny because the last time I did a mediumship spread, my grandfather came through, and then I literally felt the energy shift. Like, he took a step back and somebody else stepped in. So this is for anybody out there who is with me right now. And I just heard the name Agnes. Agnes. Let's pull a card for Agnes. It's a war card. Knight of Wands. I heard Agnes, but I heard this could be another male that's not who was married to an Agnes. Interesting. Or that, I feel like it's a sisterly love. Like, where did my other deck go? Okay. Let's see what this card says here. Okay. What we got? Okay. we've got another landscape. Look at this, family spontaneity. I almost feel like he was in the war, a war. Was it the Vietnam War? Because that was my grandfather again. Like, I hope he's not coming through still. Vietnam War, but I don't feel it's that old. But Agnes is a name that would have been around that time too, I think. X. I feel like whoever he is, he joined the military on a whim. It wasn't thought out. It was, I'm just doing this to get away, or we got the 2 of Wands. This old man again. It's, yeah, I want to say it's around 60s, 70s, somewhere in that age range, maybe even older. He has passed. I don't think Agnes has, or she's about to. But they are related in some way. Maybe that's why he's coming through, because he's wanting whoever out there he's for to say, I'm here waiting for her. We'll be here to greet her when she passes, because I feel like Agnes is also very old. Well, she's the 80. He's passed. I feel like he passed young. And she is 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe. That's what I'm feeling here. And she's still around, but I don't think she's going to be for very long. And we got 6 of Pentacles. Look at that. I immediately thought childhood, but I thought of the 6 of Cups, but almost feels like he was visited her when he passed, and he only visited her because it's his sister. Yeah. And he would make funny faces and do weird things because she's a lot younger than he is. Oh, and then the mask, and then the clown face. Like, yeah, he would wear a silly mask or come to her like silly mask or silly faced and be like, hey, what's going on? Interesting. What did he do for a living? Oh, of course, military pops in, and that's how he died in war, in battle, but I think he had another job as well. Let's see what the... I'm trying to go a little softer here. Temperance and the Hermit does not help us. But it does make me feel like he was either a father figure or he was not built for the military. Let's say that. He was a gentle person. He was not should have never joined the military, but he did it on a whim to protect his family and watch over them. Anything else we got here in the, what did he do for a living? Agnes introducing, oh, look at that, a freaking girl and a dog again. A clown. Did he buy her a dog? Let's see. Did he buy her a dog? Got the Hangman here. Interesting. I don't think so. But I think she had a puppy. Something that reminded her. Maybe the dog saw him. And that's how she was able to communicate with him. Interesting. But I feel like she went on to like college and do all these things, and he was right there with her the whole time, watching her, protecting her. Look at this. That fell out. And then the freaking Ten of Cups family with the clown again. Oh my gosh. And the Four of Pentacles is, you know, you're either hoarding your money or protecting your money, protecting something. And that feels like it comes back to how she is passing, and maybe she's made out her will, but people are fighting over it or something like that already before she's even taken her last breath. Interesting. I don't know why I heard the name Will, so I immediately think William. So I think this is William, and he's waiting for Agnes. He's waiting for Agnes. I want to say he's like 15 years older than her. Like, at least 15 years older than her. Like, she was the surprise baby that his parents had. And she was doted on. Ace of Swords. Oh, maybe he was a, that could, and then the Temperance again on the bottom. Yeah, he was gentle. It now makes me think he was more of a surgeon, in the military. Interesting. Like, he became maybe not even, because I don't think he was a doctor. I think he learned how to sew people up and do things like that, bandage them and stuff like that. So he learned on that aspect of it, which is why he joined to begin with, because there were so many people hurting or getting hurt and not enough people to help with triage and stuff. And I think that's what he did in the military. But he learned on the job, basically. He saw horrific things, but then he was there to help them and protect them and mend them, not to actually fight. That makes more sense, because he feels very gentle to me, not like his little sister was his everything, his whole world. And maybe there was a bad situation at home, which is why he joined the military. Maybe his parents are like, you got to get out. You got to do this. And he's like, okay, and I'm doing it all for her, because I don't want her growing up like I grew up. And that makes a lot of sense to me. A lot of sense. Jeez. Do you have any message for me, Agnes, whoever? Do you have any messages? Oh my gosh. That is way too many cards. What's your message, Will? I don't hardly ever get names, but got the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work. And the King of Swords. Yeah, the King of Swords. The battle is over. Wow. Let's do one more here. How did you die? How did you die? How did you die? Oh my God. Freaking battle. In battle. He died in battle. And then we got the King of Cups on the bottom, a maritime kind of guy. But actually, to me, it goes together. But yeah, that's crazy. He's literally, there are a whole bunch of them in battle there. Yeah, he died. And then here we got the heart on the bottom of that. And man. Can't make this up. Seriously. Any last final thoughts with the steampunk? We got grapes, and I don't know why grapes are coming up. I'm going to read that real quick. Real quick. What number is that? 24. Very tiny print. Keywords. Positive. Riches and enjoyment are plentiful. Abundance, free from worries. Recovery, health, healing, sweetness in life. Negative. Bittersweet, leaves existence behind. Or leaves nastiness behind. Something leaves a sour taste in one's mouth. General. There are opportunities in front of you. Some may be sweet, some may be sour. Take practice or particular note of the cards in front of and behind the grapes card. In front of the grapes will lead to blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we don't care about that. We just care about the keywords. I do feel it's bittersweet because he knows he's taking her from someone. When he's not coming and taking her, she's going to pass. And it's not like he's taking her and killing her. It's like she's going to pass and he's going to be the first person she sees, and she's going to be like, oh my goodness, like my long lost brother, of course I'm going to go with you. And then he's leading her out, but he knows what's happening. Like, he knows that him greeting her, it's going to be bittersweet for those that are left in the room, and he knows that, but at the same time, he wants to be the first face she sees when she passes, which I find very sweet. This was unexpected. And I'm a Virgo, so I stick to a regimented, spread. But at the same time, the spread, I think, also hinders me from reading more intuitively and reading the cards that come out like they should be read. So I might start doing more free-for-all like I used to when I first started out and had no idea what I was doing, which I still feel like I don't. But if you guys have any questions that I can add to these spreads, let me know in the comments. Because I feel like halfway through I run out of what I'm going to say or something, and I'm like, why? Like, I run out of questions. So the main questions are always, to me, how did you pass? How was your life? Like, what did you do for a living? I forgot. I haven't even asked what did you do for a living in a long time? And I'm like, I'd like to know these things because they were a person here on Earth that, whether they helped or hindered, they could tell a story, and everybody deserves their story told, whether they were good or bad. And so I think that's why I kind of got away from the free-for-all, but at the same time, I need to get back into the free-for-all questions. So if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And again, if you know Agnes or Will, let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.